What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So we're talking about hype trains in this video and how out of control that they have become and how volatile they are to the secondary market, man. I think over the last year and a half, the hype trains have just they have turned the secondary market into an absolute roller coaster, to where one day a card is worth 30 cents and then the very next day it's worth, you know, $5. And I don't even think it's because of us, the YouTubers. Like, I don't know if it's because of, you know, like Facebook and Zodiac Duelists. Sometimes it's obviously because quote unquote pro players will play a card or something like that, but it does really showcase the sheep mentality that a lot of the community has. Now, let me just be clear. I'm not saying that you guys are sheep, and what I love about my audience, you guys, is a lot of times when I post a video talking about hype or anything like that, you know, some people will be kind of skeptical, or whenever there's crazy price increases, I do a market watch, people will be like, yo, that's just dumb. There's no reason for it to be that much. And I kind of get the sense that a lot of you guys feel that way. So I'm like, you guys get it. Those other idiots don't. And I try and differentiate between people who are just blindly following, i.e. sheep, and people who may have had general interest in something. Like, I'll give you a perfect example so that I can contextualize this. I can easily showcase it. Let's say, remember when Jeff Jones played the Fire Fist at the ARG event and he got top 8, and then the Fire Fist cards kind of like increased in price? See, I don't really feel like that's necessarily that big of a bad thing, because if I was a casual player and maybe I saw the ban list and I was like, holy crap, you know, like, I don't really care about Cleaford and Tellarknights. I want to try something under the radar, and I see Fire Fist now have, you know, their 3 spirits, and they've never had 3 spirits in the TCG, like, ever. If I'm not mistaken, that card was limited pretty much like when it came out. So somebody out there may want to finally experiment with the deck at quote unquote full power, even though rekindling still is at 1. But that's beyond the point. The point is, Jeff Jones probably inspired that person. Jeff Jones gave them the confidence to actually go out, pick the deck up, and start playing it, knowing that, hey, I can compete against Necros and I can compete against Tellarknights. Now, I draw a line in the sand, and I think that this is different than somebody out there who saw Patrick Hoban run, you know, Solemn Scolding and 1 Necros deck and 1 event and automatically say, oh man, I got to go out there and I got to pick up those Solemn Scoldings. And that's a card that goes from what, like $4 to $20 in the span of a day, because you didn't have any interest in running Solemn Scolding. You didn't even think about that before this dude ran it. You probably didn't even try and think about why he ran it. You just saw it in his deck and just thought, oh man, I gotta pick it up because he's running it. It has to be good. This dude is only gonna run good cards. And that kind of leads us to things like what happened last year with like Serial Spell, where people were trolling on the Zodiac Duelist, I think it was, and that card went from what, like 10-15 cents to freaking $10, and it was just a whole bunch of quote unquote pro players just kind of like trolling and stuff like that. And that's obviously unhealthy, but I think that just having sheep mentality in general is unhealthy. Like, if you see something that is getting hyped and you just blindly go out and pick it up, like, there's no reason for that, you know what I mean? Like, if we look at Shock Troops of the Ice Barrier, obviously this is a card that YouTubers have been talking about for the past 48 hours, and you see that, I mean, it is definitely a good card. We've already explained why. You can see a multitude of videos from YouTubers explaining why, but the thing is, this card has gone from, we can look at May 5th, it's 2 days ago, this card was 17 cents. Now the lowest one on TCG Player is $4 plus $1 shipping. That's $5. I mean, what is the percentage of that price increase? I'm not even going to do the math, but it has to be over, like, it's in the thousands of percent. Another one, we know that Elder God Nodin is coming out. This one happened so fast, I almost couldn't even calculate it. Like, the hype is going so fast now. It is happening just in hours, and it used to be just because of the ban list. Like, that makes sense. Oh, Snatch Steel has been banned for 6 years. Now it's legal. Okay, it's no longer a $2 card. Maybe it's an $8 card now. Perfectly understandable. But Instant Fusion, the ultra rares, this was like, this card was only like $4. And you see that it's already about $9. The thing is, Elder God Nodin isn't coming out for what, 3-4 months? But as of this morning, this is May 7th, this morning, I always look at the low prices. This was a $4 card. Now the lowest is $8.72. Are you kidding? So basically the card is actually like, it's went up over 100% in value just because of Nodin coming out. It doesn't even make any sense. So let me know what you guys think of these crazy hype trains. You know, a lot of times I feel like they're just absolutely stupid. And I think that if you, the player, decide to go ahead and try and cash in, I don't fault you at all. I think that if people are just going to be stupid, they're going to be sheep, they're just going to follow every quick trend that pops up, then if you make a quick buck, like, I can't fault you. I mean, as long as you're doing everything on the up and up. If you decide to list your instant fusion right now that maybe you bought for $4, you know, 2-3 months ago for $9 and you sell it for a quick profit, I got no problem with that, because chances are somebody out there is just like, oh my God, I got to get instant fusions for Elder God Nodin, knowing damn well that the commons work perfectly fine. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching as always.